Here we go. Buckle up, because what we're about to dive into ain't just a movie. It's a full-on digital trip, a ride through the infinite where bits flash like neon and artificial minds wake up. We're talking Tron Legacy that slept on Disney Gem. That cracked open the door to a future as slick as it is dangerous. It's a story of betrayal, redemption, and straight-up cyber war where light is a weapon. Discs slice like blades and programs. Yeah, they've started to catch feelings. Sam Flynn, a rebellious dude with a chip on his shoulder, dives headfirst into the grid looking for his pops, and ends up right in the middle of a digital uprising that's about to flip the whole game. And you don't get too comfy, because this ain't over. What started with Kevin Flynn and CLU, that's just the beginning. Tron Ares is coming, and this time the digital world's crashing into ours. So sit back, grab a snack, and get ready to plug in. This is Tron Legacy, and there's no turning back. Now, it all kicks off back in 1989 when we meet Kevin Flynn telling his little boy Sam. Now, this wild story how he actually made it into the grid, a digital world packed with glowing ships and bio-motorcycles, where epic battles went down, you using energy discs in that universe. He met a legendary hero named Tron, and together they built a brand new system, meant for both programs and users. But Kevin couldn't stay in there forever, so he created a program in his own image, loaded with his smarts and vision. He called it CLU, a codified likeness utility. The two of them set out to design a perfect system, where info would be free, open, and accessible to everyone. Of course, that digital utopia, it didn't last long. Kevin tells his son that something incredible happened not long after, but right then he cuts himself off, choosing not to reveal the whole truth. Sam, all curious, pushes him to finish the story, but Kevin just smiles and says, "I'll tell you later, kiddo." Gotta get to work before leaving. He hands Sam a token one for his favorite arcade, and just like that, he's gone. Then comes the gut punch. We see a news report drop. Kevin Flynn, the genius behind Encom, and one of the OGs of the gaming world, has vanished without a trace. His buddy and partner, Alan Bradley, steps and to hold down the fort. But the board quickly shoves him aside and takes full control of the company. Still, Alan never gives up hope. He truly believes Kevin didn't just disappear. He's convinced Flynn's still out there, pacing the one thing he always dreamed of, building a whole new digital frontier, one that could change what it means to be human forever. Meanwhile, we find out Sam's been living with his grandparents ever since his mum passed away 4 years ago. Time flies, and now he's all grown up. A total adrenaline junkie with a serious thing for motorcycles. They're his ride of choice. And the guy's fearless traffic laws, whatever cops can't catch him. His skills on two wheels are next level, and he zips right past the heat like it's nothing. That same night, Sam pulls off a stealth mission into the ENSCOM offices using a custom gadget that scrambles the security cams. For a few seconds at the same time, we cut to the big shots upstairs. Current CEO Richard Mackey is in a boardroom meeting, hyping up the company's financial success. He announces that the latest operating system is about to launch, all thanks to lead developer Edward Dillinger. But then Alan Bradley shows up and throws a wrench in the hype. He questions what kind of real-world impact this new system will have. Like, what's it gonna do for schools or non-profits? Edward shuts that down fast. He makes it clear the days of free access and open knowledge died with Kevin Flynn. Now it's all about profit. Plain and simple. Back on Sam's end, everything's going smooth until he stumbles into a storage room and accidentally triggers a laser security system. A guard shows up, but Sam snags the data he came for and books it just in time. Cut back to the boardroom. Just as Mackey's about to roll out the big system launch, all the screens suddenly light up. But instead of the slick promo, it's this ridiculous video of a dog. Total chaos, and comms being hacked, and yep, you guessed it, Sam Flynn's. The guy behind it, he leaked the entire OS online, and now it's out there for everyone free. A few minutes later, Sam's chilling on the roof of the building when the same guard catches up to him. But instead of throwing cuffs on him, the guy listens. Sam explains that there's no need to freak out. He's actually the largest shareholder in Income. And in what he did, it's exactly what his dad would have done. With that, he steps off the edge of the building. Sam parachute lands smooth as ever. He makes a run for his bike to get out clean, but the cops swoop in fast and lock him up. Later that night, back at his place, Sam gets an unexpected visitor. It's Alan Bradley. Alan drops a bomb. The night before, he got a page from Kevin Flynn's old arcade. The weirdest part, that number's been disconnected for over 20 years. Even so, Sam keeps up his whole whatever act, but Alan's not buying it. Before leaving, He hands Sam the keys to the old arcade and tells him, hey, maybe just check it out. See where that weird message came from that night. Sam heads to the place the arcade's a total time capsule, dust everywhere. But the machines are still standing like frozen legends from the past. As he walks through the rows, he spots it his dad's favorite Tron. He pops in, a coin, tries to play, but nothing, the machine stays dead. Curious now. He pokes around and accidentally triggers a hidden panel. Behind it there's a secret door, and past that, a passageway leading to what used to be Kevin Flynn's lab. It's dark, quiet. But one old school computer is still up and running. On the screen, a prompt flashes. Who are you? Sam starts typing, feeling this weird sense that maybe he's talking to his dad. The system seems to recognize him, even says it knows what Kevin was working on. Then comes the final question. Activate device. Sam hits yes, having zero idea what's about to happen. Suddenly, a blinding laser shoots out in the room. Bam, he's gone digitized. No warning, no explanation, just pulled into somewhere else. When he lands, it's clear he's not in his city anymore. He looks around disoriented, and then a strange ship touches down right in front of him. Armed guards step out. They mistake him for a lost program, scoop him up and toss him in with a bunch of other prisoners. And right then it all clicks for Sam. His dad actually did it. He built a digital world, and now Sam's officially inside the grid. Inside the ship, Sam turns to the prisoner next to him and asks straight up, do you know my father? But the guy just shoots him a quick look and says, if you want to stay alive, keep your mouth shut. Not long after they arrive at this massive facility, like gigantic, one of the guards, decked out in red, starts sorting the prisoners based on what they're good for. Some get sent to rectification, whatever that means, but Sam, he's sent straight to the games. As he's marched in, he sees another prisoner hear his assignment, and the guy straight up throws himself off a ledge. Rather than take part, that's when it hits Sam. These aren't games for fun, they're savage and very real, with no choice in the matter. Sam's shoved into an elevator and taken way down into the depths. When the doors open, he's met by 4 sleek-looking programs. One of them, the leader, Jem, steps forward. It's her job to get him ready. With sharp synchronized moves, they strip him of his clothes and suit him up in a glowing combat suit, custom made for the arena. Then they hand him a disc. His identity disc. This thing holds everything about him, and it's also his only weapon. Coldly they warn him, follow the rules or get arrested. As they're leaving, one of the women gives it to him straight. Your only goal now is to survive. The doors open and boom, he's thrown into a blinding arena, packed wall to wall with digital spectators screaming for blood. The stands rumble with energy. The crowd's hungry for violence. Right in the center of the stadium, Sam's forced into a disc battle against another fighter, one whose silhouette rings a bell. In fact, Sam remembers having a little action figure of this guy back in his childhood bedroom. The match starts fast. His opponent hurls a disc with deadly precision. Sam dodges barely at first. He's not sure if this place can actually hurt him, but that doubt disappears quick when he sees the carnage around him. Players getting wiped out, their data bodies shattered by those flying discs. This ain't a game, this is survival. So Sam powers up his own disc and jumps into the fight, trading blow for blow in a wild back and forth. His opponent catches him off guard, smashes part of the platform and nearly takes him out. But Sam recovers quick. He mirrors the same move, turns the tables and knocks the guy out of the game with a clean, brutal hit right after. We're introduced to the one running the whole show. This cold, calculating figure flanked by his right hand. Lackey Jarvis gives the daily rundown. Nothing new happening on the grid. Business as usual. Meanwhile, Sam's pushed into the next round. This time, his opponent tries to psych him out with a dramatic jump entrance view, but Sam ain't impressed. He finishes the guy off in seconds, no sweat. Then, trying to seize the moment, he bolts, makes a run for it, but his escape hits a wall. Literally waiting for him in the next arena is his next challenger, Rinslaw, a beast of a fighter dual-wielding 2 discs, like it's second nature. The fight kicks off fast, both launch their discs, but neither lands a hit. That's when the system forces them into close quarters combat. No more distance, this is blade to blade. The discs now feel more like knives and Sam gets cut. He's bleeding still. He keeps swinging, keeps fighting. But Rinsla's on a different level, faster, stronger, way more precise. He takes control of the battle in seconds and has Sam pinned disc at his throat, ready to finish it. Then he stops. Rinsler notices the blood and freezes. Sam's not a program, he's a user. Pay close attention, because Wensler is the key to this whole story. And soon enough, we'll understand why he didn't take Sam out when he had the chance. Right then, a voice from above demands Sam's ID. He shouts his name and that name. It changes everything. Suddenly, the fight stops cold. Sam's taken straight to the one calling the shots. And there he is, the so-called leader. Turns out to be his father, or at least someone who looks exactly like him, young, untouched by time. This version of Kevin Flynn takes Sam's disc and uses it to replay everything he did before showing up in the grid. Once he sees the whole story, he looks Sam dead in the eyes and says, "I expected more from you." That's when it clicks for Sam. He's not talking to his dad. He's standing face to face with the guy behind it all, the one responsible for this digital nightmare. Sam asks him, point blank, "When are we going home like a family?" The answer hits hard: you're not going anywhere, because this isn't Kevin Flynn. It's Clue, the program Kevin created, the copy, the imposter. As guards drag Sam away, Blue drops one last threat: "I'll do to you what I did to your father." Next thing we know, Jarvis is presenting Sam to the crowd, announcing him as a user to all the programs watching, and his punishment: he's being thrown into the grid games as ultimate challenge against none other than Clue himself. But Sam's not going in solo. He's given a sleek new weapon, a device that transforms into a high-speed light cycle. And when the challenge begins, we see it's not just a one-on-one. Both Clue and Sam have teams of 5 riders each. Sam's crew warns him he's as good as the rest, but he just smirks, cool as ever, and fires up his ride in epic fashion. Game on. The legendary battle kicks off and it's straight chaos. Riders who touch the trail left behind by an opponent arrest instantly. One wrong move, one hit to your light cycle, and that's it, game over. Sam watches 2 of his teammates get wiped out. Almost immediately, the red team closes in, trying to box him in. But Sam's no rookie. He pulls off a slick move, loops around and takes out his first opponent with a clean trail trap. Now it's 3 against 2. Sam calls for teamwork, something his squad clearly isn't used to. But they listen. He baits one enemy rider right into the path of his own teammates. Light trail boom gone. Then they double up on the last red rider, pin him from both sides and erase him too. But in the process, Sam's ally crashes. His cycle flickers out and he's down. Sam doesn't hesitate. He runs across the grid to return the activation baton, so his teammate can ride again. But before he can get there, Clue shows up and arrests him. Just like that, with no one left. It's Sam versus Clue, the 2 clash, and the hit sends Sam flying. His bike shatters on impact. No ride, nowhere to run. Sam stands his ground, ready to face death head-on. But today is not the day out of nowhere. A mysterious vehicle roars into the arena, leaving a glowing trail that forces Clue into a crash. He survives, but the hit throws off his momentum just long enough. Sam's scooped up by the driver and they're out. Clue sends his forces after them, but it's no use. This ride is something else: faster, stronger, smarter. It punches straight through barriers and blasts out of the stadium. Once outside, the pursuit stops cold. Why? Because the others can't follow. Their rescuer finally speaks. "They won't chase us," she says. "Their vehicles don't work outside the grid." Her name is Quora. So Quora speeds across the desolate terrain, navigating through ruins and canyons until they reach a hidden base nestled deep in the mountains. And they're finally... Sam comes face to face with his real father, Kevin Flynn. He recognizes Sam instantly. No hesitation. But there's a weight to him now, older, quieter. You can tell the years inside the grid have changed him. We also learned Quora is more than just a sidekick. She's Kevin's student, his apprentice. Sam quickly tells him everything. That he followed a message he believed Kevin had sent Alan, but Kevin seems distant. He stands there staring at the tower in the distance, where Clue rules, the place that used to be his dream. Quora tries to lift the mood. She shows Sam Kevin's old light cycle, sleek, legendary, untouched in ages but still holding the crown, is the fastest one ever made. She's practically glowing as she talks about it. Then she lets Sam in on something personal. How she spent years reading the books Kevin brought from the real world. Her favorite, Jules Verne. She's fascinated by stories of adventure and the unknown. For her, there are glimpses of a world she's never seen. Later, the 3 of them sit down to share a quiet dinner at the refuge. It's simple but meaningful. Sam opens up, tells his dad he dropped out of school. Doesn't work at Income, lives alone now with just his dog for company. But under all of that, there's one question eating away at him. Why didn't you ever come home? Kevin finally breaks his silence. He explains how back in the day when Alan created Tron, he brought him into the grid to help protect the new system. Time in this world runs differently, slower than in the real world. While Kevin and Clue were building their perfect digital society, something unexpected happened. A miracle. A brand new algorithm appeared on its own. No programming, no input. It just emerged, and from it came an entire race of beings, pure, brilliant, and endlessly wise. They were called the ISOs. Kevin always believed the ISOs were a gift, something beyond anything humans could create with their help. He thought anything might be possible cures knowledge, peace, but Clue didn't see it that way. One day he turned on Kevin, LED a full-blown rebellion. Tron stayed loyal. He fought to protect Kevin during the uprising, giving him just enough time to escape. That was the last time Kevin ever saw him. Kevin admits he chose not to fight after that, because Clue thrived on conflict. The more resistance he faced, the more powerful he became. Every fight just fed the machine. Then came the worst of it. Clue launched a purge. He wiped out the ISOs, calling them a flaw, an imperfection in his vision of the perfect system. Kevin watched helplessly. When he finally tried to return home, it was too late. The portal had closed. The truth that portal burns a lot of energy. It can only stay open for a short time, and it can only be opened from the outside. So when it shut, he was stuck. That's when Sam realizes. He must have triggered the portal when he entered the grid. Kevin confirms it. The portal's open now, but only for about 8 hours. After that, it'll vanish again. He warns Sam they can't just make a run for it. If Clue ever steps into the real world, he won't stop. He'll try to take it over. Then Kevin drops the twist. He didn't send the message to Alan. Clue did. It was a trap, a setup to lure Sam into the grid to use him. That's why Kevin has stayed hidden, because every move he makes risks giving Clue exactly what he wants. Later, when Kevin is alone, Cora finds Sam, struggling to understand why his dad won't just end Clue sound. That's when she explains destroying Clue would mean reintegration, and reintegration would kill both of them, Kevin and Clue, because they're connected. Creator and creation still, Sam isn't backing down. He wants to reach the portal. Find Alan and stop Clue before it's too late. Those words strike something in Cora. She's always dreamed of the real world, the one she's only read about in Kevin's books, stories of Sky Ocean's freedom. Jules Verne's adventures weren't just fiction to her. They were hope-inspired. She gives Sam what he needs. The name of a program, Zeus. An old ally of the ESOs, according to rumor. Zeus knows how to get anywhere in the grid. If anyone can help Sam reach the portal, it's him that night. Kevin dreams of his wife and his young son, of the life he lost. He wakes up to find Sam gone. Without hesitation, he turns to Cora and says, "Prep the flyer. We're going into the city." He's going after his son. We see Sam already inside the grid, riding his dad's motorcycle. It stands out so much, he ends up handing it over to a stray program to use as a decoy against the Reds. Right after that, Jem spots Sam and personally leads him into a building where, right in the middle of a wild party, he meets Castor Luce's right-hand guy. As soon as Castor finds out, Kevin Flynn's kid just showed up at his club. He goes all out and throws a free round of drinks for everybody. When Sam tells him he's looking for Zuzi, Castor takes him upstairs to his suite for a private chat. That's when Castor drops the bomb. He is Zuzi after the ESOs got wiped out. He had to switch up his identity to stay alive. Sam asked for help getting to the portal, and Zeus tells him that Flynn built it way out on the edge of the grid, far away, so no program could just accidentally slip out. Even so, Zeus agrees to help. Meanwhile, Clue's already got his hands on the motorcycle his creator built, and he uses that tech to get to the base, but when he gets there, it's totally empty. That's when it hits him. He was created to build the perfect system, so if Flynn's not here, it means either Sam or Flynn himself is somewhere inside the grid. Not long after the Red program stormed Zeus's club, turns out he sold them out, gave up their location to Clue. Chaos breaks loose. Sam fights back and Cora shows up too, but the Reds are stronger, tearing through the crowd, taking down anyone who stands in their way. And through all the madness down, Punk turns the energy all the way up, dropping epic tracks that hit hard and fuel the action as the battle heats up. Even Cora loses an arm. Then bam, everything freezes. Kevin Flynn just rolled in with his programming powers. He weakens the Reds just enough for him to get wiped out. Father and son are almost out safe, but at the last second, one of the Reds snatches Flynn's disc. Doesn't get far though. Zeus takes him out to steal the disc for himself. Once they are out of date danger, Kevin realizes their only shot is to reach the portal before Clue, so they hop on a train and take off full speed. On the ride, while tending to Cora, Lynn tells Sam she's the miracle he used to talk about when Sam was a kid, a digital life form that could actually change the future of humanity. As her arm starts regenerating, we see Rinsler tailing their trail at the train station, and Clue already facing off with Zuzi. Zusa hands over Flynn's disc, reminding Clue they've got an alliance. He still needs him, Clue agrees, then walks out and blows the whole place. Sky high with hidden explosives. Back on the train, Cora wakes up. Sam tells her he knows her secret now. He asks how she found his dad, and she tells him during the purge, when she was on the run from Clue, Flynn saved her life as digital storms roll through the sky. She asks what sunlight and sunrises are like in the real world, but the moment gets cut short. They pull into a station and find out Clue's built a whole reprogramming plant to crank out. Soldiers surrounded. Cora steps up, putting herself on the line to distract Rinsler. She fights hard but gets taken down fast. That's when Kevin Flynn, after all this time, finally sees the truth. Rinsler is actually Tron, reprogrammed by Clue to fight on his side. After that epic battle where Tron sacrificed himself to save Flynn, Clue captured him and flipped his code. Now Clue's got the disc and he's ready to make his move. Cora gets dragged in front of him, and when he sees she's got no disc, he realizes she's an ISO, but no time for questions. He steps out to address his Red Army, announcing he's got the key to access the real world, and from his ship he's gonna lead them all into it. Right then, Flynn and Sam realize the whole station is starting to move. Clue's orders. It's heading straight for the portal, something no one's ever pulled off before. With no time to waste, father and son decide to make their move, sticking to the shadows and using some slick martial arts moves. Sam takes out the guards and starts sneaking into Clue's private sector inside the station, but it doesn't take long. He gets spotted. 2 red enforcers come at him hard, trying to shut him down, but Sam's too quick. In just a few seconds, he takes them both out and makes it to the chamber where his dad. This disc is locked up. Guarded by Jarvis, he grabs the disc and boom. Alarms go off. Clue gets the alert. Before he can bolt, Sam demands Jarvis tell him where Cora is, but he doesn't have to push. Right then, Rinsler shows up, dragging Cora in as a prisoner. Sam doesn't hesitate. He makes a bold call. Hands his father's disc right over to Rinsler. First strike miss. Second one still no good. But Cora uses the distraction, jumps in, and together they manage to take Rinsler down. At least for now. Meanwhile, Flynn works his programmer magic to mess with the vehicle bay guard's code, making sure there's no resistance when it's time to jack a ship. Not long after, Sam and Cora regroup with Flynn, and the 3 of them blast off from the station. By the time Rinsler's back on his feet, they're already gone. Clue shows up moments later. He sees his guys blew it, and without a word takes out Jarvis on the spot. Then it's on. Clue and his red enforcers take off in hot pursuit on personal flyers, with the enemy getting too close for comfort. Sam jumps on the guns and starts unloading. Like a man possessed, he and Cora team up, dropping heavy fire, pulling wild maneuvers, taking out one ship after another. But there's still one skilled pilot left, and they've got to get clever. So they baited him, forced him to chase them straight up vertical into the sky. At the very top, his ship stalls. He's got to slow down, puts him right where Sam and Cora want him, dead center in their sights. And just like that, boom, they blow him out of the sky, no doubt about it. Those scenes are wild, especially for a movie that old. But it ain't over yet. Rinsler is still standing, and he shows what he's made of by wrecking Sam's weapons, leaving them totally exposed. Clue gives the order, finish them. But something's different now. Rinsler just locked eyes with Flynn. He remembers no words, just turns and walks away. Clue, pissed off, decides to finish the job himself, but suddenly, boom. Rinsler comes back, no longer Clue's pawn. He's Tron again with one last burst of purpose. He crashes into the enemy ship, sacrificing himself. His mission was always to protect the users, before Clue rewrote him. While Sam, Cora, and Flynn keep flying toward the portal, Clue survives the crash and climbs onto the wreck. Snatching the survival module Tron had hidden, the legend himself sinks into the water, slowly fading his armor, turning back to its original color. Tron's color, meanwhile. Sam and Cora finally reach the portal. For a second, they're filled with hope until Clue shows up. Flynn steps forward face to face. Clue tells him he did everything in the name of perfection, just fulfilling his original purpose, but Flynn's not buying it. He tells him he's learned something. Perfection's impossible, and maybe, just maybe, it was right in front of them the whole time. He forgives Clue and offers him a way back. Clue can't take it, he lashes out. Sam jumps in to protect his dad, but before the real fight breaks out, Flynn turns to Cora and tells her to go with Sam. He's after me, he says. Always has been. Blue takes the bait, chasing after what he thinks is Flynn's identity disc. But once he grabs it, he realizes too late it's Sam's disc. He's been played now. Clue's desperate, charging after them, trying to reach the portal. Before it's too late, Sam looks back at his dad, begging him to come with them, but Flynn knows he can't. All he asks is that Sam takes care of Cora. As they vanish through the portal, Flynn watches in his mind. Flashes of memories with his son run through him, moments he'll never forget. And then Clue makes it to the platform last second, but Flynn blocks him. He summons every bit of his programming power and triggers the reintegration. Their bodies merge, light explodes. and both of them, Flint and Clue, are destroyed. The world around them collapses. Or at least that's what the final shot seems to tell us. After all that went down, we see Sam back in the real world. First thing he does, he downloads his dad's world onto a memory chip, hangs it on a chain and wears it like a necklace. But he's not done making moves. He calls up Alan and tells him straight up that, as the majority shareholder, he's naming him the new CEO of Uncom. And yeah, Sam's taking control too. He's finally stepping up. But here's the best part. Yep, we get a happy ending outside. He turns to Cora and tells her they're gonna change the world together. But first he's got something to show her. The sunrise. The one she always dreamed of. And of course, they ride off on a motorcycle full circle. Just like it started. It's a proper send-off for Sam, and a solid close to the Tron legacy arc. All in all, a movie that even more than a decade later still hits like a modern classic. And man, that soundtrack. Daft Punk didn't just make music, they gave the film a soul. Every track lifts the visuals, every beat with you, but hey, what do you think? That's all for me today. Make sure you're subscribed and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out and big love to all of you.